everybody. Welcome. Today, in my opinion, is a fun topic. It's self-care tips. Self-care tips. I think there is so many out there throughout the ages. Any tips from our grandparents, our moms, to now. There's so many different self-care tips. I think you just have to find what you're comfortable with, what works for you, what works for your budget. So today I wanted to talk about self-care tips. There is a lot of self-care tips as far as emotionally self-care, right? Emotionally, mentally. But today I wanted to focus in on like the external, right? Like our hair, our skin, getting rest, that type of thing. So let's just dive in. If if your hair is dry, okay, if it's dry, what I used to do for my hair is like we could put coconut oil in it. We could put olive oil in it. You could even, when I used to do platinum hair for almost half of my life, I would put actual mayonnaise in my hair. And then afterwards, like, put a garbage bag, a store bag, like a Walmart bag, a Safeway bag, grocery bag, there you go, and put it around my my head after I doused my hair in mayonnaise, and then I would let it be there, right? And I would put a warm towel around my head and let it just sit there for however long as you can tolerate it, right? Or what I've even done is put like the your pillowcase that you don't like the most, because it seems like I have pillowcases I really don't care for. I have favorite ones and then ones I really don't care for. And the ones I really don't care for, like I remember I would just sleep with the mayonnaise in my hair. And then in the morning, get up and then wash my hair like normal and then think. And then it was so soft and so nice and so vibrant. It seemed like it was like better than going to the salon, in my opinion. That was when I used to do platinum blonde hair. Also, if we are experiencing headaches more often, because I know that the chaos is harder, like there's more chaos nowadays. It seems like the more stressed we are, right? And what I find is helpful is when you are, especially there's times in our life it feels like we feel more stressed than other times, right? But what I have noticed for myself is if you cut back on the caffeine during a stressful time in your life, cut back on the I didn't say you had to stop altogether, but at least cut it in half, right? And then maybe add an hour to your sleeping schedule, whether it be an hour during your nighttime sleeping schedule, or if it's an hour nap, if at all possible, or if not, if you have to start with baby steps, even just lay down 15-20 minutes, right? Just quiet time, no TV, no devices, no pets, no kids, just quiet time. I really feel that not only does that help with our stress, but also like our headaches, right? And if we're happy, I think it is, what did they say, that smiling causes less wrinkles than frowning, or frowning causes more wrinkles than smiling, something like that. So if we're less stressed, we're more inclined to smile, right? So that's always helpful. Also, one of what I love to do is draw on my eyebrows, so they always look different. Everybody does their makeup and their eyebrows different, right? And I'm not fortunate to have just the natural beautiful eyebrows. I learned something when I was a teenager that just practically destroyed them, right? I just plucked so much and then waxed them so much that yeah, I need to draw them on now, right? So what I found helpful is, like, when you're drawing them on, is you could even use like the dark eyeshadows, right, to fill in the blanks. It doesn't always have to be a pencil to fill in the blanks. So I think that's really helpful. And then they have I can't even think of it, what it's called right now, but you can even use like you go to the store and you can get the men's like mustache and beard color, hair dye, and then you can draw your eyebrows where they need to be, and then put that hair dye or that facial dye on where your eyebrows are supposed to be, and make sure you read the directions on the box to however long you're supposed to leave it on, and then do it that way. And if you're afraid of it, then leave it on only half time, and then half the time it's recommended, and then go from there, and then build from there, right? And then you'll have like eyebrows for a good week, 2 weeks. So it kind of just sets the foundation for your eyebrows, so you can just run out the door with with not as much maintenance on your eyebrows, if you will, right? Also, what I found helpful is that when have you ever been in a hurry and you don't have time to paint your toenails, right? But you have an open toe shoe, right? And you have like 3 toenails or 2 toenails out. Have you ever just painted those real quick? I'm just saying, if you're ever in a spot where you just need to hurry up and whatever, that's the way to go. Or if you don't have time to get your nails done, but you need to look like you have your nails are finished, right? Or they look kept, then it's better to go with a natural color on them than like a dark color, right? Because a natural will just show that they're done and they're kept. And then not only that, it doesn't bring attention to your hands. So at that point, your goal is not to have attention to your hands, but if they do grab someone's attention, at least they look kept, right? Because they're in a lighter color, a nude color, right? So I find that to be very helpful. I'm trying to think of other things that's so helpful for us. Let me think. Perhaps, maybe, but they don't wear nylons anymore. I was like, a lot of people, well, back in my day, when people wore nylons, you ever run in your nylon? What did you do? Oh, you used clear nail polish, right? To like, you put it at the top and at the bottom of your run in your nylon. Do you remember those? So if you ever, I don't know who wears nylons or tights, perhaps you could do that with your tights, or the static, having static. Some people had the hairspray they sprayed on their nylon so they didn't have static, or they took a dryer sheet. And if you didn't have a slip, a lot of people don't wear slips now. Oh, I'm telling my age. That you can use a dryer sheet and rub down your tights or your nylons or whatever, and then that'll help the static, right? So I'm just trying to think of different things that are really handy. Oh, speaking of hair. Speaking of hair, and I know it might sound crazy, but I grew up with an alcoholic dad, and so you're like, how does that have to do with beauty tips or self-care tips? Well, one of the things I was thinking of, there's always beer, right? And so if you needed something for your hair, have beer, like condition your hair with beer, or rinse it out with beer, and it helps. Right, it really does help. If you look it up, it really does help. Beer does help your hair. I don't know exactly if it like it cleanses it, like build up, or if it helps condition it, but I know that beer does help hair, or at least that's what I've been told all these years. Oh, I don't want to misdirect you now. However, if you're ever having a girls' night or whatever, you might want to see if that's the scenario. Also, people have bags under their eyes. Cucumbers. Yes, cucumbers are so nice, and it's refreshing your eyes to help the puffiness. But also what helps the puffiness is caffeine. You're like, well, I thought you said don't drink as much caffeine. You're right, I did. But if you use like the tea bags, like a black tea, or is it gray tea, black tea, just normal standard tea bags, and you put them in the hot water, right? And then, yes, they are hot, but not like hot is going to burn you. And then put them over your eyes, each eye. then that helps take the swelling down pretty quickly because of the caffeine. So that's really helpful too to know. Also, what I found helpful too is those of us that have like some cellulite in areas that we don't want it to be in, especially during the summer season. What also helps is rubbing your legs down with like coffee grounds, because it the caffeine does something to them, so that makes them look not so, it kind of like blends in the cellulite, if you will. And for all of us who cannot tan outside, and we love the ones that love the tanning, like self-tanning, I have self-tanned for years. I mean years, right? The indoor tan, not like going to a tanning bed, but just like the spray-on tan, like that you buy at your local Walmart, right? What I found helpful. Now listen, listen up. This is what I found helpful. Like if you know you're going out the next day, right? The day that night before, put it on your body. Put it on your body, and then try to dry, standing in front of a fan, so you can so it absorbs and it dries. But don't forget, when you wash your hands, you need to wash your hands every time you use that stuff, because I mean, not only wash your hands, but wash them in between like this, right? So you can get them all the suntan lotion stuff off your hands, because otherwise it will definitely like do some serious, people will notice that you have self-tanning, right? It looks awful, awful, awful. And then when like you're self-tanning your body with that self-tanning lotion, don't put a lot like on your ankles, don't put a lot on your knees, don't put a lot on your elbows. Those places they're already naturally dark, so they don't need a lot of that self-tanning. Just use it a little bit right there, and then do the normal amount on the rest of your legs and your body. But as far as that's concerned, I would not do not go heavy in those areas, because then it just looks like you got bruised up knees and ankles and elbows, right? So just go very lightly on that. Also, nowadays they have the mittens. Those mittens are really good to put on the self-tanning lotions. Those mittens are really good. It helps you get an even coverage as well. I'm trying to also think, you know what I have done? And perhaps you could try it, right? For those of us who still wear perfume or who love perfume. And like if you're going to like a party or an outing or wherever, I like to spray one side of me with one kind, and then the other, like the back side of me, with a different kind. You're like, what in the world? Yeah, because when I walk into a room, it's like they can smell me, but then like when I walk away from them, it's a different smell. That's my own personal tip of the tricks, you know. That's what I do, and I think that's pretty neat too. But each is their own. Each is definitely their own. Also, what is helpful, perhaps I have people in my audience that remember Sun In. Sun In for your hair, for platinum hair, right? Okay, for I think I just recently seen it come out like a couple of years ago, come back out at our Walmart. But before that, or when Sun In was no longer available, then we would put watered down lemon juice and spray it in our hair for us blondes, right? But if you wanted a more of a red look, or and you're brunette, you know, or strawberry, then you use cranberry juice, and you can spray it in your hair, and it gives it more of that golden strawberry look, or golden, the reddish look, the reddish hue, right? So that's also what I remember doing as well. Or do you have a favorite pair of earrings that hurt your ears because they're not real material, like they're not sterling silver, they're not gold? what I've also done is like the stems or the post of them, I put clear fingernail polish over mine, and then that helps. It gives it a thin layer so you don't break out from it. I don't know. These are just some of the things that I do. So I'm trying to give you some examples of things that I've done or that from my experiences. However, I don't know. I just know that, let's say you don't have your makeup on and you're like, man, I don't look great without my makeup. As long as you brush your teeth, right? And then smile more. I know that maybe that don't make a difference now because of the pandemic. We don't have our masks, or we have masks on. However, I just know smiling people, in my opinion, look better than people that are not smiling. It's like an automatic. It's like you don't see all the morning whatever, right? It's like when someone's smiling at you, that's all you can see. And if you have braces, in my opinion, if you have braces or you're in the middle of getting work done, it's best to go with a nude lip, right? Than it is the darker reds or some extreme color, because we do not want to, or perhaps you do. I mean, each is their own, right? Everybody has their own version of beautiful, and everybody is beautiful in their own way. However, for me, right, it wouldn't be ideally to have this darker lipstick or this outlandish lipstick when you are in the middle of getting your teeth fixed or braces, right? So you would want to go with a more nude lip so you look put together, but yet you're not drawing attention to yourself. It's just an idea, right? There's so many different, like I said, there's so many different tips and tricks, and I'm trying to think. I should have made a list, to be honest with you, before I came on today, but I was just so excited about the topic, I just didn't make a list. However, if I think of more that I didn't mention today, I will definitely make a part 2 to this video. I promise you, I will make a part 2 if I think of more things, self-care tips, okay? Well, anyways, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you let me explain who I am and what this channel, Life Accounts and Growing Pains. I'm Andrea Love. This channel is focusing on life accounts and what happens when we live. We have growing pains, right? So this channel is an audience-based channel. If you have a certain topic you want to talk about in life, please leave it in the comments below. I really encourage you to subscribe, hit the bell, whatever it is. I love hearing from the audience. So I just thank you so much for everything you guys have helped me with, and thank you for your comments and your likes and your shares, and I will see you on the next video.